Hi.
Class is still being set up, but Big 27 Lil and partner Lil and partner Lil and partner.
Oh, hello, beautiful people of the internet. How we doing? Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to stream. Let me just double check audio and everything.
Welcome back.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Kimmins. Hi, everybody. How's it going? Shout out to Sir Deku, who gets a sub. Thanks to Dare Kex. Oh, my God. We're playing the wrong song. Hold up. Meg gave me an idea today. She said, you should play Eclipse music. And I said, Eclipse music? She said, yeah, a whole playlist of Eclipse songs. And I said, what? I can only think of one song, which is Total Eclipse of the Heart. So that's what we're going to play.
Hey,
oh,
everyone.
how...
Any major wins this weekend? Anything exciting happening?
Hi, Pexy. Thank you for the 5 bits. Hi, everybody. How's it going? Total Eclipse of the Heart to start today's stream. We have to. Hello, hello. Welcome in. Buildmaster says, hey, I'm on hour 20 of your Valheim playthrough, but this is my first stream. Am I allowed to say the word? Here's how we know the answer to that, Buildmaster. Type exclamation, watch time,
Eclipse from Dark Side
enter.
of the Moon.
If that number is 20 or greater, yes. If that number is less than 20, no. YouTube does not count. But it's 20 hours watch time on YouTube? I know, but this is Twitch. In my heart, you can say it, but you can't say it in Twitch chat. How's that? Hi, everybody. Thanks for the hype train. Holy shit. Ikelos, thank you for
Ryan,
the...
Hi, Ryan. Hi, Ryan.
Thank you for the 25 months. Ikelos, Tub, thank you for the 10 bits. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Oh, my God. It's been forever. It's been almost a week. I saw you guys last Tuesday. It's Monday now. It's been too long. It's been too long. Oh, my Lanta. It's Bits Central here. It's TTS Central here.
Is that a reference to Mildly Aggravated featuring Kidney?
Thank you for the 10 bits, Finn. I'm sorry that you still have no power. That's insane. That's crazy. That's wild. Sorry. I'm trying to... Keep me honest on this, chat. I'm trying to stop saying this. I don't know why, but in 2024, randomly, around the month of February or March, I started to decide I don't want to say that's insane or that's crazy anymore. It's not the most inclusive language in the world. So I'm trying to fix it, and I'm not doing a very good job. So keep me on that, chat. Keep me on that. Meg has linked me a Spotify playlist. Oh, good. What could this be? What could this be? Open Spotify. Total Solar Eclipse playlist. Eclipse by Pink Floyd. There you go. I only came up with one song. Total Eclipse of the Heart. We're doing that right now. Moon Eclipse to the Sun. Ain't No Sunshine. Dark Side of the Moon. Moon Shadow. It's a good one. Disappearing act. Blinded by the light. Staring at the sun. This is not supposed to be on this playlist. You can't do that. Hi, Uzai. How's it going? What's your substitute? I say wild now. I say that's wild. I'm trying at least. I'm not doing it very well. Did Meg punch you in the mouth? No. Welcome to stream. We're going straight to it. We're getting right into it. No, I did not get punched in the mouth. My entire life I have gotten cold sores. And I got a cold sore on day 1 of vacation. So this is the recovering cold sore. Herpes. Thank you so much, Pexy. That's sort of rude. Okay, all right. Well, here's what we're not going to do. In case you guys didn't know, cold sores are a form of herpes. Let's just be as inclusive as can be today on the start of stream. Cold sores are a form of herpes. They are mouth herpes. I have spent my entire life getting made fun of for them. And things we aren't going to do are continue doing that on stream. Because I get to drive the bus. And I say, on the bus, we don't do that. How's that? Nothing to shame people about. Also, neither are STDs, to be clear. Welcome to stream today. Time wants a sub. Hi, Time. I got you. 20,000 chats. I got you. Welcome to the Fortnite Battle Bus. I'm driving. Anyways, let's all take a breather and start today's stream over. How about that? Oh, hello, beautiful people of the internet. How's it going? Oh, hi. How we doing? Oh, hello. Hi, Brielle. How's it going? Brielle, the good cleric? Now you're making me concerned that you might actually be a bad cleric in disguise.
Hey, what's
Take
going
two.
on? Not much new here.
Iculos, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Holy shit. Tony! Yo, can we get some hugs, hearts, whatever kind of hype you have in chat for Tony and for Tony's family, which is 1 person bigger now, in case you haven't seen it on the Discord. Oh my God, Tony. I was thinking about you all day yesterday. All day. I'm so happy for you guys. So happy for you guys. Your little daughter is very beautiful. It made my heart soar to see it. Oh my God. I have a million questions, but you are on paternity leave, and so I'm not going to ask any of them. From now until whenever Tony decides to come back, Tony is stripped of any obligations. You keep the sword because, you know, it'd be rude of me to take it away. But literally, there's no, you get to decide when you interact with stream, of course. That's always the case for all of you. But especially right now. We're so happy for you. My service is spotty in the hospital garage. Reinstalling the car seat. Oh, I love it. I love it. I'll be back to chat more this week when we're settled at home. Take your time. I'm happy everybody's healthy and things are going well. Oh, man. Hey, really quickly, before we get any further, here's what we're doing for stream today. I don't even know that I actually changed docket. I will do that real quick. We're just chatting. I have some stories. I have a story to tell you guys for sure that I think you might be interested in, and some pictures and slides to show from the Grand Canyon. And then we're gonna do a little bit of probably like just vague, like watching some YouTube videos about the eclipse, because Megan and I are in the path of totality for the eclipse, and I'm gonna be off by like 2. I didn't say the fucking thing. I'm gonna be off by. It's been too long since I've streamed. Holy cow! I don't remember the thing. We're gonna be off by like 2 p.m. because the eclipse happens here around 3, but things start to happen around 2. So we're in the path of totality. So I will not be streaming during it. I'm gonna go hang out with my wife and see it. So Did anyone try week before it was edited? I did, Tony, and I loved it. Tony from the hospital edited the schedule, I think. Edited the schedule for the week. And it said, I have no idea. Probably Valheim, probably Dark Souls. Love you all. How did I fuck that up? Oh my God. Whatever, Luke. That's so funny. I'm leaving it at this point. I left edit command in the thing. At this point, it's staying in there for the day. Whatever. Chaos. So that's the plan for stream today. We're going to chat for a while. I'm very excited to hear about how your last week has been, how things have been. And then we'll do a little bit of like learning about the Eclipse later, I think. But yeah. That's the plan. I'm in Mexico to watch it. Yo, who else is seeing it? Artifice is in the car on the way. Are you going to make it in time? Excused absence for my daughter from school today. They're keeping everyone indoors. Yeah. I've heard a lot of schools are closing and like offices are closing because of the potential danger. Megan got some automated messages at like 6 a.m. this morning because of the potential healthcare, like potential, emergency risks and stuff. As a healthcare person. Yeah. Llamas is in the path of totality. My initial plans to see the eclipse fell through, which is a bummer. Oh, no. I'm sorry. My initial plans were take an edible in the backyard. I mean, hypothetically, take an edible in the backyard. But I think we're also playing D&D tonight, so I'm not going to take an edible. Because I've never played D&D on an edible, but I don't trust myself to do it well. So we're not going to do it. We're almost to the edge of totality right now. We still have 3 hours to go. We don't have glasses. They were late in the mail. Oh, no. Damn. Is this on the playlist? Wait a second. Did I not play the playlist? September. Hold up. Let's play Eclipse by Pink Floyd. See how this goes. My school plans on taking everyone outside with glasses, but there are clouds right now. Meg, what's our weather like? What's the weather? Mostly cloudy. Nice. Nice. Bruh, I know. I'm sorry I skipped. Sorry I skipped September. To be clear, as far as I understand, the sun is no more dangerous today than any other day. It's just normally we don't have a reason to stare at the very bright ball in the sky. So many people are going this year that the danger for car accidents and such is higher just because there's more people. Yeah, my understanding is there's definitely increased risk because you have a reason to stare at the sun and windows where you're like, oh, well, it's mostly covered. I can look right now. Don't look till complete coverage happens. And then, yeah, so much traveling. I saw a really interesting, let's see if I can find it real quick. I saw a really interesting graph of, like, rental. Like, rental locations throughout the U.S. and their, the amount of occupancy they had. What is that called? What is the name of the email that I got that has this in it? It's John and Hank Green. There it is. Nope. Where did it go? Where'd it go? If I show this tab, will it reveal my email? My personal email? I hope not. Now that I said that, everyone's going to be looking. So let's be really careful. Doesn't look like it. Hi, Tony. Tony, I'll have a million questions when you eventually get done with parental leave. Okay, let's just send it. Check this out. This is April 7th, so it was it's yesterday, but vacation occupancy. Or sorry, vacation home occupancy. 1 second. I need to actually check exactly what it says. Vacation rental occupancy in the US. Isn't that cool? I also have a couple videos lined up later. Oops, that I played that out loud. A couple videos later, from people like Hank Green, people from Smarter Every Day, that we might end up watching around 1:30 or 1 or something. I also have, check out what I bought from the for like $5 from the Grand Canyon Visitor Center. Check this out. This is a wildlife mystery miniature block because it's not Lego, but it's very similar. I have a package. I might try and put this together while we watch a video. I don't know who I'm going to get. Am I going to get raccoon? Am I going to get moose? Roadrunner? Bat? Bald eagle? Bighorn sheep? Bison? I don't know. That raccoon is so cute. I'm kind of hoping for bison. Sorry. Raccoon. Bighorn sheep. The one I don't want is a great horned owl because it looks terrifying. That's the one I don't want. We'll see. Legally distinct, by the way. Very legally distinct item. How have you guys been the last week? Tony had a kid. Pexy beat P5 in Hollow Knight. How are the rest of you? Those are the only 2 updates I saw in my 4 days off of Discord. I'm kidding. I saw everybody's Fresh Air Friday posts. I saw lots of updates. I even DM'd a couple people, although I'm still way behind on DMs. How are you? How are you doing? What's new? What's good? I'm gonna go get a tiny. I need to go get some chapstick here in a second. Prague was great. That's right. Anne was in Prague. Drank a whole liter beer. Oh my god, it was incredible. Laria is currently sewing. McBell is here now, so I'm doing great. Did you say it was your first stream here, by the way? Welcome in. Warm welcome to anybody who followed over the last little bit or who is hanging out for the first stream. Hello. Welcome in. Should I bring you some chapstick? No, my 33-week pregnant wife should not come up the stairs to bring me chapstick. I'll survive. I'll be fine. Thank you for offering. I haven't posted about it yet, but I saw Fall Out Boy live again. Were you at the concert where Patrick Stump cried at the piano that I saw on TikTok? What is this song? He should bring you chapstick. I'm assuming you mean me to Megan. I should. This song is called Umbilical Moonset. What? It's 9 minutes long. We're going to skip. Bad Moon Rising. Creedence Clearwater Revival. We had robots last week. Wait. You had what last week? We had robotics last week, and it was so fun. And then on Sunday, I did nothing, like eating leftovers and playing Stardew Valley. I love it. Under my heating pad for 10 hours. Hell yeah. Nareest is hoping for the weather to clear up. Geopuff is, I'm all right. I was doing a thing last night, but I was doing a thing, but last night I spent 4 hours cleaning. I cleaned the grout in our bathroom. Oh my God, K-Bell, tell me more. Popped in to say hi. Hi, Gildenkrantz. Oh my God. Void, what a catch. This should be no surprise to you. One of my favorite Fall Out Boy songs of all time, especially because I love Folie à Deux, is the song What a Catch. What a Catch. I have never seen them play it live. But yeah. Meg typed in all caps in the chat, you ruined CCR for me? Excuse me? Oh, that's a Gilmore Girls. Okay. I was like, wait, what? I didn't do anything. I think. I hope not. I'm sorry. It wasn't me. Okay. Catilla says I bought Beth's Spore. This is not a joke. The Union convinced me. I haven't played it yet, though. Beth's Spore. I've never heard of that. Aaliyah got a new car. It's a used car, but it's a new car. I saw John Fogerty live in London some years ago. John Fogerty. Is that Clearance Clearwater? Is that Clearwater Clairvoyance Revival? Lead singer? The front man? That's the frontman of Creed. I need more words that start with a C. Creed Water clearance sale revival. I had state championships for Winter Guard this weekend, and now I have a couple days to get ready to go to World Championships. Yo, so you must have done okay at state championships, huh? Alabale Soul, how's it going? Sun, Moon, and Stars is the name of this one. Is this your not recognizing Dave Grohl moment? To be clear, there's 0 worlds in which I would not recognize Dave Grohl. But I don't know who John Fogerty is. It's true. I did not know that was the lead singer of Creedence Clearwater Resurrection. What a pilot says my car is dead. I'm sorry to hear that. Has anyone seen the Eclipse series? No, but I have read Eclipse in the Twilight series. I read the whole Twilight series in high school. Yeah. Have you seen Tenacious D? I didn't recognize Dave Grohl the first time watching. I have not seen the Tenacious D, like Pick of Destiny or whatever. I have not seen it, actually. Chat, can we, if you are currently hanging out in chat and you are also in the Discord, you should go to the Pog Channels Day, for Pog Day channel, and wish Tony a congratulations. I was going to say that, and then Tony appeared on stream before I even had a chance. Hop into Pog Days and give Tony and his family a congratulations. I'm about halfway through this little game called Geth's Gore. Geth's Gore. Interesting. Never heard of it. I'm going to very quickly go grab chapstick. Be back in 2 seconds. Bye. Two seconds. I started replaying Yakuza because I have a problem. Gildenkrantz has a problem. Oh my god, I'm excited to be back. In case you guys didn't know, we should talk about this real quick. I posted it in Discord. But before we get any further into this stream, I have some stories to tell you guys from the Grand Canyon. Oh my god. Hi, Yo-Yo. How's it going? But before we do that, let me quickly just pimp out streams for the rest of the week. Today, short stream. Tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday, it's Dark Souls, all gas, no breaks. It's Dark Souls. So many deaths. Tuesday, deaths. Wednesday, deaths. Thursday, I'm sure we'll beat some bosses. So many deaths. Friday, Megan will be back and we'll play Valheim with her. But that's kind of the plan for the week. I'm going to get a whole bunch of Dark Souls done this week. I can't wait. I've been missing it. I did miss it. I missed diving. Yeah. Let's see if we can actually kill some bosses. We'll see. Last we left... Oh, my God. I just remembered where we left off. Oh, Christ. We're down there. Where things are bad. I just remembered where we left off. Any estimate yet on when we'll spin the wheel? It's a great question. I think this week in Discord we'll do the recommending process, but I don't know what day. So, great question. Absolutely. We're in the place where everyone wants to give you a hug. It's true. This will be a dark and gloomy week. Yeah, Dark Souls, Eclipses, dark and gloomy. I've never been to the Grand Canyon despite only living 12 hours away. Oh my God, you got to visit. You got to visit. It's the best. I am obsessed with the Grand Canyon. It is, I'll talk about this later, but it's, oh shit, I forgot. I got to send a picture to the thing. It's kind of on my, like, it's been on my bucket list for forever. Meg sent me a photo of the sun outside. Megan! Meg, don't stare at it. Look away. She took a photo directly of the sun. Megan. You can't do that. Oh, wait. That's what you can do. You just can't look at it. That's right. Never mind. Okay. I've prepared. I don't always do this, but I have prepared an actual like slideshow for us today. To tell you guys a story about the Grand Canyon here in just a second. Mars, how's it going? I will be looking directly at the sun later. Going to see how long I last. Why can't I find this video? Sorry, I'm trying to get something ready. I may drop in later, but I'm off for now. If you're catching the eclipse, make sure to wear ISO-rated glasses or use a pinhole. Be safe and enjoy. Be safe and enjoy. Be safe and enjoy. I live in New Mexico, so I visited many canyons. Did some gravel biking yesterday in a little canyoncito, and the sand was a lot. Mech vibrations. I love it. How many times did you call your friends chat this trip? 0. However, I have a nephew. I've told you guys this, but I have a nephew who just calls everything chat. It's like a thing that the kids do these days, which is funny because it's basically making fun of me. It's making fun of people like me. He says, 200, full boxed, pieced, and then he says, chat, and those are all Fortnite streamer type vibes. If I stare at the sun, can I get the day off? Oh God, don't do that. No. You can get the day off work for free here, Carly. You don't need to work here. How many times did you call your friends Jesus on this trip? Well, Mars, considering, I'll show you a picture right now. Considering my one friend does look like Jesus a couple times. Actually, no, I don't have the photo. Okay, that's it. You guys want to do it? You guys want to... Hello, brother? Hello, brother. You guys want to do it? Do you guys want to hear the story about how I almost died in the Grand Canyon? Not for real, though. But kind of for real. But kind of not for real. You guys ready? Capital D : me in chat. All right. Let's do it. This is the story. I just got back yesterday from the Grand Canyon. This is the story of how I almost died in the Grand Canyon. Not for real, but like not for real. Like that's definitely clickbait, but it's not a lot of clickbait. So for those of you who don't know, I just got back from the Grand Canyon. I went there to do a very specific long run/hike. For those of you who don't know the Grand Canyon, I'll just pull up this image real quick. There is the Grand Canyon in Arizona. Huge. It's like 270, 280 miles long. On average, from the south rim, where most people access it, to the north rim, there is a linear distance of like 10 miles. However, the canyon, if you've never been there, I cried the first time I went there. I cried this time I went. This is like my 4th or 5th time there. The Grand Canyon is this amazing, mind-blowing place. If you have not been, you absolutely need to go. I went with some friends with the goal of running rim to rim to rim. What that means is starting on the south rim, running down all the way. You say, that's not a very long distance. It's not. To the Colorado River, which has carved out the Grand Canyon over time. Then running all the way to the north rim, and then running back. So rim to rim to rim. It's about 44 miles, and it is about 11,000 feet of climbing and descending. So you go up 2 straight vertical miles over the course of those 44 miles, and you go down 2 straight vertical miles over the course of all those miles. This is what it looks like. You're basically never running on a flat section. This is the elevation profile. start at 7,000 feet. Over 6 miles, you drop insanely far. You spend the next 15 miles climbing up slowly, and then not so slowly, and then so not slowly. And here's why I did this. A long time ago, I first went to the Grand Canyon. It blew my mind. I was just getting into trail running. I was just getting into like ultra running. And this is one of the most iconic trail runs in the world. It is very remote. It is insanely beautiful. I have a million pictures to show you here in just a second. And it is also really difficult because of the up and down. However, I scratched this itch before once, actually. You're about to see, visual warning. You're about to see some photos of Ryan as a 22-year-old with no glasses, weird hair. So just prepare yourself for that. In 2015, I went on a hike into the Grand Canyon. Actually, let's go back a photo real quick. I did this with my stepdad, Dean. I went down South Kaibab, which is about 6 miles. I stayed overnight here at Phantom Ranch, which is a campground and a place you can stay. And then I hiked out Bright Angel. So in 2 days, I did about 20 miles with my stepdad, Dean, who has since passed. But at the time, it was his goal to be able to do this big hike, and we did it together. And it was one of my, it's one of the most special memories to me ever. This was about 3 years before he passed from cancer. He'd already had cancer at this point one time. We set out to do this, and we did it. And it was, it's one of my favorite memories. And the minute in the fall, when Megan and I realized that we were going to have a baby, I had this weird itch. This is my stepdad, Dean. This is us hiking down South Kaibab the first day. Ignore the bandana. Ignore the hair. When I knew I was going to be a dad, I thought, first off, I'm about to have so much less time available to myself. And second off, one of the most special memories I have with Dean, and like a thing I wanted to like do, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. There's just an emotional connection there to this place and my stand-in dad, Dean, and the fact that I'm about to be a dad. We had a really long, hard day, a couple days. The Grand Canyon is incredible. We had a great time. But this was going to be a step up. This was going to be a big step up. We were we were going to do it all in one day, and we were going to go twice as far and do twice as much climbing and descending. And so I got some friends together, and they said yes. And so we set off to do rim to rim to rim at the Grand Canyon. And it went really well at first. First off, we started at like 3:30 in the morning. We got to the trailhead with headlamps on. We descended those first 6 downhill miles in the dark. The stars were incredible. The moon was incredible. None of these photos are going to do it any justice, but we were just headlights bobbing along in the dark, seeing these black, massive walls of the canyon all of a sudden just like shoot up around us, while the stars were. The Grand Canyon is, and the area is a dark park in terms of like they don't want you to use lights minus headlamps. So it was beautiful. It was really, really beautiful. I laughed out loud. It went really well at first. Just you fucking wait, Caitlin. Just you fucking wait. So first couple hours we're just descending in the dark. It was great. I don't know how loud this video is gonna be. Just running in the dark with headlamps on, chatting, having a good time. I don't know if you'll be able to see any of this, really. I haven't even watched this video. Just stepping down these big steps for like 6 straight miles. It's actually kind of hard on your legs to run that hard downhill because you're just constantly bouncing and hitting. Made it to the bottom. This is a terrible photo that I think I took. Right as the sun starts to come up, and then we started to have a whole day. Did you wear running shoes or hiking boots? Running shoes, and we ran a lot of it, minus the hard uphills, and we took a lot of breaks. But we carried all our water, we carried all our food. We get down to the river, and then you start the slow climb up. And as we did that, the sun started to rise. It started to you know, like paint the canyon walls multiple colors, and we started to go up and up and up. This is us. This is the sheer cliff fucking wall ahead of us. Oh my god. We went up so far. The north rim of the I've been to the canyon I think 4 or 5 times at this point. This trip I think was maybe my 5th. I've been with Megan. I've been with my family a couple times. I've been really lucky to get to the Grand Canyon. It is my favorite place on earth. I had never been north of Phantom Ranch, which is like only the small part, the small southern part. The north rim is incredible. It may be prettier than the south rim. And I love this. The south rim is my favorite place on earth, and it might be prettier than that. It's so remote. The north rim of the canyon is only accessible by a 5-hour drive where you have to go all the way around the canyon to the north rim. Except it's not accessible right now because it's still kind of winter. The north rim still has snow on it. The road to get there is not open. So the minute we dropped down the south rim, we were on our own. There was no place to get rescued. There was no place to get like pulled out of the canyon. The 22 miles that it took to get to the north rim, by the time we got there, we were out in the middle of it. Really, really, really in the backcountry. So anyways, we climbed up and up and up and up. We made it to the north rim. This is me gasping for fucking breath at like 8,000 feet elevation after having climbed for hours. We made great time. This is my friend, Confused Jesus, because he has really, really long hair and he always looks a little confused. We made it to the north rim. There was still snow on the ground, but we ate our food. It was like 10 in the morning. We were making incredible time. It was like we took like less than 7 hours to get there. We were planning on around a 14-hour day, so that made a lot of sense, 14, 15-hour day. Started at 3 in the morning, got there before, like at around 10 in the morning, ate some food. We were really freaking tired. We were exhausted, and we were halfway there. So then we turned around, and we did the long, slow downhill. At this point, everything's going great. I'm there with 3 other people, 4 total. Everything's going well. We're all feeling pretty good. We're taking turns like, oh, my leg hurts, or like, I'm breathing hard, or like I'm going to take this next section a little slow. Things are going well. Oh my God. Then it started to get hot. This is my friend Confused Jesus. Because it was April, there is a lot of snowmelt leading to waterfalls in the middle of, or like right alongside the trail. I don't remember what the audio says here, so we'll see.
It's the first time he showered in 10 days. Jared Burris, your boy.
That's my friend who I love very much, but does look a little bit homeless. And he took a shower.
Waterfall in the Grand Canyon.
I love him a lot. He does look a little bit homeless. I accidentally said his whole real name there. Whoops. Anyways, it started to get really hot, but we got some water from like waterfalls and dunked our head in.
I put my head in it.
There's like random springs in the middle of the trail. This is just like a
Someone poisoned the water hole.
There's just like a random spring in the middle of the trail, which I definitely dunked my head in. That's my butt. Don't look at my butt. It started to get really warm. I was feeling all right at this point, but something started to feel a little wrong. And that's where this story gets weird. Well, we'll get to that here in a second. Don't look at my butt. We'll switch to a different image for now. It started to get really warm, and my stomach started to feel a little weird. And is this another poop your pants story? No, but you're not wrong. Probably at so it's a 44 total mile thing. Probably at mile 32 or 3, I started to feel a little just like my stomach wasn't quite right, and it was getting really warm. And I'm like, you eat the whole time, right? Like you're eating, I eat gels, I eat like gummy bears, I eat like cashews, random like food to give you energy the entire time. So you're constantly eating. So you really need your stomach to be good, especially for like a 14-hour day, because you got to keep taking in calories and keep taking in water so that you can keep having energy to do stuff. Here's the problem. My body said, no, you are not allowed to keep taking in energy and water. And you're not going to have any energy for the rest of the trip. I sort of randomly just puked. I took a gel. Like 20 minutes later, I was just like, what? Puked up the gel on the side of the trail. Like, oh man, that wasn't good. That wasn't fun. But I was honestly feeling mostly okay. I just puked. I took a little, I took a little break. I drank some water. I took a Zofran for the nausea. And we just kept moving. And I was like, it's probably all right. It's probably all right. We got down to the, so this was in like this area. We get down to Phantom Ranch where there is actually a canteen and they will sell you sweet ice cold lemonade. I drank an ice cold lemonade. I ate some sea salt and vinegar chips, kettle chips, which were delicious. We took a second to like really break there. Man, I cannot handle vomiting. Gio, you might want to step out for the next 5 minutes of this stream. I got some food in me. We all ate food. We all rested for a while. We needed some like really good solid food that far into the trip. And then we started on the final climb out. So we're like right here. We have this big long ass climb to get out. And this is what the next 7 hours looked like for me. A lot of sitting on the side of the trail, because immediately when I started climbing again, I started vomiting, and I couldn't keep anything in. Not the lemonade, not the sea salt and vinegar chips, which I will never have again. I couldn't even keep water down very shortly after I started climbing. Sorry to anybody who's eating. But basically, like long story short, for 7 hours, I had no food, no water. Nothing could go in my body and stay in. I was vomiting. After I got done getting rid of all of that, I started dry heaving. I was just on the side of the trail. My body was attempting to expel stuff that it no longer had access to. And I had a long ass 6 mile straight up hike to do. Why did you continue? Oh, Anne, if I could have not continued, I would have. I, at that point, was not at that exact point, but like with like 5 hours left to go, I was wishing for death. Not really, but like, and this is where it comes into the fact that like the Grand Canyon is a very real and really dangerous place. You can get rescued out of the Grand Canyon, but only if the stars align and only if you are in severe danger. It was a really windy day when we were down in the canyon. I don't know if they could have actually flown a helicopter in to get us. The other thing is that if you talk to them on the phone, as I did 9 years ago with Dean, when Dean was having a really hard time on the trail, they basically won't offer. They will have you stay the night in the canyon on the side of the trail. They'll have you try again in the morning. They'll have you get resources from within the canyon. They won't get you out basically, unless they absolutely have to. And trust me, I was like, what's the worst case scenario? Can they get me out of here? Long story short, I spent 7 hours. We made the slowest time of all time. We were going to get out at the plan was to finish in 14 hours. We finished in the dark after 18 hours. It had gotten very cold again. It had been windy. We'd been hiking in the dark for like 2 hours. Shout out to my friends who carried my pack and basically almost pushed me uphill. At one point they were debating, can you put your arms over our shoulders and we can just carry you out? And I didn't want to do that, but I would have if I would have had to. But yeah, for 7 hours, for 7 hours I had no food, and for about 6 of those hours, it was this constant battle between terrible nausea, the desire to throw up / the need to throw up, having nothing in my body, and having to hike uphill to finish the day. It was one of the hardest things I've ever done. It was also one of the most, minus that 7 hours, it was one of the best days of my life. It was really, really cool. And we did finish. And when we finished, I said nothing. I got in the car, I laid my head back, and I asked them to take me to the gas station so that I could get a Sprite, because I had not had any liquid or food in 7 hours, and I really, really wanted a Sprite. We now love your friends too. Meg says they told me they had calculated that they were tall enough to make it work. They could have made it work. Shout out to all my friends. Sid carried my pack. Jared carried my water bottles. Lindsay let me borrow her hiking poles because I don't use hiking poles, but then at that point I really needed them. Lindsay also ran ahead on the trail to call my 32-week pregnant wife and say, hey, Meg. This is Meg's sister, by the way. Hey, Meg, it's Lindsay. Ryan's going to be okay, but we're going to be in the canyon a lot longer than we thought we were. You know how he said probably 14 or 15 hours? We're going to be here for a little bit, but it's all going to be fine. We'll get out of there. Shout out to my friends. I literally could not have done it without them. But the pain behind those eyes, this is the most forced smile I've ever done. That's the story of how I didn't actually almost die in the canyon. But, you know, but maybe a little bit almost. I was in the literal best hands. 2 of them are doctors, emergency medicine doctors. One of them works in a trauma care center in the mountains. I was in the literal best hands, but holy shit. Holy shit. I have a couple extra pictures we can show you as well, but it was overall a really, really special, really incredible time. I'm so happy I did it. I thought of Dean so much that day. The funny thing is, to come full circle, I've told many of you guys this story. 9 years ago when Dean and I did it, I was my friends. I was the people helping. I was the person carrying Dean's pack, making sure he got nutrition, trying to encourage him through his nausea. He had the same day I had 9 years ago. And so it did come full circle, which was crazy. And just such a unique, weird thing to have happen in reverse. But yeah, that's the story of how of the Grand Canyon and my Grand Canyon trip. Yeah. I'm glad you made it out okay and still had good memories. I had great memories. I've been so sore for a couple days now, but sorry, I'm gonna play some music again. Yeah, it's been really good. You're gonna stay inside now, right? I'm never going outside again. Glad you made it out okay. Me too. Was it the exertion that caused the nausea, or was there another reason? Aaliyah, that's a fantastic question. Probably a mixture of. So basically, if you're gonna continue eating while running, you have to have enough blood flow to your stomach for your stomach to be able to function, to be able to process what you're eating. And I think I just exerted a little bit too hard, and then once my stomach went south, I think it just went south. Yeah. I think it was just I redlined my stomach a little bit, and then it went downhill from there. I don't know though. Yeah. My mom asked if you were gonna reconsider mountain running, and I laughed at her. No, it was an awesome day. Sorakino is lurking. I love it. No more Fresh Air Fridays confirmed. Ann says this doesn't compare at all, but it reminds me of. Sorry, let me turn this music down. When I was hiking in Iceland and fell through the ice, I had to hike back in negative 12 degrees Celsius while my entire legs were soaking wet and hard from frozen water. I thought I was going to do permanent damage to my legs. Oh my lord. Why do we do this kind of stuff? That's wild. You were also that person for me in Zion when I puked, Megan says. That's true. Megan had a bad stomach issue in Zion. Yeah. The good news is you left your mark all over the Grand Canyon. It's kind of beautiful in a little indigestion way. You know what, K-Bo? I really did. I really left myself out there, you know? I left a lot of the lining of my stomach out there on the side of the trail. Shout out to my stomach. Wouldn't the altitude also bring nausea? Absolutely. I've had altitude-based nausea before. There was a mountain run I did where I had a similar thing. My stomach rebelled, and I couldn't. Let's go through some of these pictures real quick. Oh my god! And this is the video I'm pretty sure where they started playing they started playing Beyonce for me so that I could get motivated. Altitude-based stuff with my stomach, for sure. At that point, we were like kind of, I don't know if it was altitude. We were kind of low when the first puke hit. We were probably like 3,000 or 4,000 feet, which is a little low for me, but I don't know. To have issues, but. So yeah, I don't know. Ain't no Texas. Wait, no, this ain't Texas. Ain't no hold. It worked. I was sitting, now I'm standing. Now we start moving. I leave parts of my stomach everywhere I go. I don't know what I just hit. Ah! Google Chrome help? No, I don't want Google Chrome help. Oops. Hi, Ms. Jizzy BB. How's it going? Hi, Geleth. Tech issues. Hi, Heinous Hiccup, by the way. I missed you following while I was in the middle of the story. Welcome in. How you doing? Welcome to stream. I'm playing the game on casual difficulty. That's okay. Casual difficulty, there's a lot to be said for that. I will say, anybody not been to the Grand Canyon and considering it? It's the most beautiful place on Earth. I've not been everywhere on Earth, but I don't know how it gets more beautiful than this. It's so good. If you can go, you gotta go. It's wild. It's a long journey. It's a long journey. I've not been and I'm not considering it. Fair enough. It's on my bucket list. I don't know if I'll get there. I'd love to see pictures of it. View from the South Rim made me dizzy. Huge hole that covers your entire vision. It's kind of funny because I know a couple people who have been and they're like, yeah, it was a big ditch. And I'm like, what? Yeah, it's a big ditch. It's the biggest ditch. And it's a red ditch and a green ditch and a blue ditch and it's every color. It's a big ditch, but it's fucking beautiful. Big ditch is so reductive. Makes me mad. Makes me angry. That's crazy. Like there was snow up here and it's 80 degrees at the bottom. It's hot enough at the bottom that we're like getting in the actual Bright Angel Creek, soaking our legs to cool off. And yet at the top there's snow. Ugh. I want to do the Colorado River rafting through it. That is a thing. We were talking about this on the trip. I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could do the rafting part. I would really like to. It's like the history of the Grand Canyon is insane. Like the first Western explorers of the canyon basically failed to do it on foot and or horseback, and so had to do it with rafting, which is super interesting. One of the only, like, a place so unrelenting that riding like 360 whitewater rafts or rapids, it was easier than doing it on foot or via horseback. Native people lived there for a lot longer, but and all on foot, traveled it on foot, but what is this song? Oh, this is a cover of Total Eclipse of the Heart. You guys want to hear the funny story about this whole trip? Mars says, I haven't been, but I want to go. My dad has always wanted to go, but never been. He's almost 70, so I got to bust my ass and get him out there. I love that. No offense, I'll never see anything but a large hole. Well, you keep looking at it that way. That's fair enough. I'll keep telling you what you're missing out on. Did you see any wildlife? We got attacked by bats. I can't listen to this cover. There were bats as we ran in the dark. We saw mule deer. We did not see any bighorn sheep, although I've seen them there before. We saw a lot of lizards, like salamander type things. I didn't even tell Megan about the bats. Yeah. The final countdown is on this playlist? What the hell? You can't escape the bats. We cannot. I'm planning to go to Providence Canyon in a few weeks, which is called the Little Grand Canyon. Ooh. What's the darker cave-like pick? Oh, this. There are a couple tunnels through. The other thing... Oh, man. Okay. Funny story in 1 second. But one of the insane things about this place is how they possibly built the trail. Many places they burrow through the rock, but in other places the trail is like this picture. The trail is just this like carved into the side of a sheer cliff. It's insane. Yeah, that's a man-made tunnel. They had to blast through the rock to get the trail there. Or maybe dig, I don't know. Probably TNT, but... Did you see any spiders, scorpions, or snakes? No scorpions or snakes, but yes to spiders. Plenty of spiders. Yeah. Anyways. There's the Colorado River. Hi, Evo. How's it going? Cthulhu says, tough to hop over to the U.S. for that from Europe, but it's on the list. For now, I'll just have to continue the age-old tradition of vicariously experiencing it through your content. I'm a lucky dude. Would you ever go hiking through the Appalachians? Spooky Mountains? I've been on the AT very, very briefly, but yeah, I'd love to get on there more. Next time I want to go to the North Rim. Yeah, I would like to drive to the North Rim someday and spend more than 30 minutes there. Hi, Shadow Link. All right, funny story. Real quick, funny story. So we've been planning this trip to the Grand Canyon for months now. I texted my sister-in-law back in September. I think October maybe. She invited a friend who had done it before. I invited my friend Jared, aka Confused Jesus. Confused Jesus lived up to his name because we've had a group text message for months about this whole thing, about the logistics of going rim to rim to rim, of carrying water, what water stations are open in the winter, the fact that you can't drive to the North Rim, so that's a big part of it. One of the trails, the Bright Angel Trail right now is actually closed, which is like the most iconic trail in the canyon. I heard once, I don't know if this is true, but I heard once that the Bright Angel Trail is the most traveled or most visited trail. I think it was in the U.S., but I don't know. It currently isn't because it's closed. All of these logistics. We went down South Kaibab instead. We figured out all these things. I was checking on water stations. We were figuring out how much food to carry, how much water we would have to carry, and how much would be available. Turns out a lot of water was available. We figure out all of these things. The day after we finish rim to rim to rim, my friend Jared tells us at dinner, guys, I have a confession to make. We said, yeah? And he says, I didn't know until the day before that we were doing rim to rim to rim. I thought we were doing rim to rim. And we said, what? This is the man who, the day that Megan and I got married, I had to call him, the day before we got married, I had to call him and be like, hey, so just double checking. You are coming to the wedding, right? You're in the wedding party. And he said, absolutely. I'm driving down from Canada right now. I need to be there in 10 hours. I will be there in 9 hours and 45 minutes. He says, I'm on the way. This is my friend who has not lived in one place for longer than 9 months for the last 10 years since we graduated college. He said, I thought we were doing rim to rim. We said, what the fuck? He said, I misread your text message. And then somehow I missed all the other times we talked about it. I was really, really confused why you guys were saying we got to take so much water. We got to take so many gels. I was like, what do you mean? It's only 20-something miles. I was like, that explains why you weren't completely trained for it either. I love this guy. One of my best friends. Oh, my God. We lost our shit at that moment. Unhinged Nomad. Absolute chaos. First off, I should screenshot what you guys are saying right now and send it to him because he will appreciate it. I'm going to take a real quick photo. He truly is a confused Jesus. I got to send that to him later. One of the happiest people I know, one of the most thoughtful people I know, but goddamn when it comes to organization. Anyway, that's my Grand Canyon trip. It was awesome. One of the best days of my life. It was really cool. Yeah. I heard more languages spoken during my Grand Canyon visit than anywhere else. Yes, there are so many different tourists there. You should hike the Cape Town Mountains. Really beautiful. I would love to hike the Cape Town Mountains. Time. I have seen videos of them. I would really like to. Pre-baby, would you have ever considered an AT through hike? I would have considered it, except it would have been the PCT through hike. I have a soft spot in my heart for the PCT rather than the AT. But that is going to have to wait until long post-baby, maybe someday. I would really... The AT would have been really cool, too. I wouldn't have said no to either, but yeah. AT was one of my dreams before I settled down with a nice lady and cats who would miss me for 6 months. Maybe someday. Maybe someday, Kimmins. You got to keep the dream alive. You know? Got to keep the dream alive. I'm glad you did not dive. Me too. Me too. Do I regret going on a trip while my wife was 32 weeks pregnant? A little bit. Not a ton. I'm happy it worked out. But man, when things were bad, I was like, Jesus Christ. Anyways. Trying to think if there are any other really interesting stories from the trip. We were in Phoenix while the Final Four happened. Anybody watch any basketball last couple days? I'm glad you sorry, I really enjoyed your story of visiting Earth's giant orifice. Thank you. You were like Jesus Christ and he was there with you. Confused Jesus was on my side. Really, I hiked out of the canyon with confused Jesus and 2 ER docs. So, like, I really had everything on my side. Are there any trails abroad that are on your bucket list? Yes. I would say the biggest one. The biggest one is running around Mont Blanc. It's probably the biggest one. That's like trail mecca. That's like the European trail mecca. Yeah. That's probably the biggest one. Someday. Carly says, gotta go get my wheelchair repaired. Have a good day. Glad you're okay. Thank you, Carly. Bye. I'm trying to think. That's the big one. Other places I would really like to run. Dolomites, for sure. Apparently, they're very dope. The incline in Colorado, I have done part of it. I have not done the entire thing. The Manitou Incline. I've done part of the incline and then part of the trail up Pikes Peak. But this is a very cool area. I would like to do the Pikes Peak Marathon someday. Yeah. Did you go to the hospital afterwards? I didn't need to because I had 2 doctors taking care of me. Literally, they were like, okay, we finished the run and they were like, you aren't allowed to fall asleep right now. You have to get some fluids in you. And I was like, I think I'll be fine to get fluids in so long as I'm not moving. Like moving was the problem. Nausea was the problem. So I sat in bed with my Sprite and I was allowed to sip my Sprite every 10 to 15 minutes. And so I sat in bed. I showered first off because I was disgusting. Covered in sweat, vomit. I was so disgusting. I would sip my Sprite, set an alarm on my phone for 10 minutes. I fell asleep. I would wake up, sip Sprite. I did that for about an hour. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna actually just fall asleep. Bright side, no pooping? Absolutely. Oh, hi, Kingsley. Oh, I didn't give you treats, buddy. Hi, do you want treats? Hi. Hi, buddy. I forgot who gave you the treats earlier because I'm bad at this these days. I'm a bad streamer these days. Giradine, Carly, and Danny. Hi. Oh, Hero. Hello. Oh, hi. Good boys. Oh. Hey, real quick PSA. About the Eclipse and dogs. You may put your dogs up. If you're like in the eclipse area, you may like put your dogs up or don't leave them outside or whatever. Megan was saying she works with someone who worked in South Carolina where the last total solar eclipse was. And he said on the day of in the ER, they didn't see, correct me if I'm wrong, Megan, I'm trying to remember this. They saw like 2 eye problems, but they saw a ton of dog bites from owners who said their dogs just sort of went a little like wild during the eclipse. And so they saw more of that than and I don't know if they said anything about car wrecks or anything, but isn't that scary? Yeah, I was thinking we should let the dogs outside during the eclipse because I'm curious to see what they would do. And now I'm like, okay, they're getting locked inside of our room. Like, shit, never mind. Never mind. They temporarily turned into werewolves. Yeah. It's Twilight, I'm telling you. Apparently I think the person said they acted a little bit like storming weather type of behavior. Laria, thank you so much for the 9 months subscribed. Thank you very much. Means a lot. My next total eclipse here is in 21 years. I can't wait. Let's do some eclipse science. Yeah? Imagine not knowing what an eclipse is or that it will happen and then the sun fucking disappears. Yeah. Yeah. So scary to think about what ancient humans thought when they saw an eclipse. Absolutely. I wonder if this video will cover that. I have 2 videos. I'm going to let you guys pick between them. We might do both. I'm not sure. I'm going to build this thing while we watch. Let's see if I can figure this out. But I have, it's coming April 8th, 2024, total solar eclipse. Here's what you need to know. Smarter every day. So that's S. Or answering your eclipse questions, Hank Green. So do you want S for smarter every day or H for Hank Green? 16 minutes on this one. 23 minutes on this one. I'm partial Hank Green, right? But, you know. I think Hank actually linked this video in something. So I was like, they're both apparently decent. This group's voting H for sure. H to tell your wife that you love Hank. Yeah. All right, let's do this. I got to figure out the camera situation. I want to try and all right. Let's do it. I figure we'll watch it a little bit. We'll stop and talk about it. I'm interested to learn some things. Where's the cam at? Oh, that's not good. That's me, except upside down. Oh, God. Why is it upside down? As long as I hold everything upside down, it's fine. Okay, that's better, I guess. We also just don't even need my face. Why do we have my face here? You know? We just put it over my face. We don't need my face here. Not subbed? Is it Hank's channel? My bad. Ooh. Wait. I want to see it again. Ooh. Okay. Here's the deal. What a nice freeze frame. It's true. Please, no whammies. I really don't want the horned owl. No, Ikilos, I do not want the horned owl. I want the bighorn sheep. I want the, I think the roadrunner would be really cool. Raccoon is cute as shit. Gray wolf. Any of the bears. I don't really want the birds. The bat or the birds. Honestly, my luck, it would be the bat. But, okay, let's do it.
Solar eclipse is a truly remarkable astronomical event. It is both rare and exceptionally cool. It's just very...
Is that volume okay? All right, let's see what we got first before we do anything else. Bad experience with bats. Rune snips. All right. Cross our fingers.
Lilin Heart.
Cross our fingers. Rune snips, thank you so much for the 10 months. How's it going? Owl? I got a bird. I got a bird for sure. I got the bald eagle. America, fuck yeah. I got the bald eagle for sure. Honestly, that's fine. Got the bald eagle. The bald eagle is a striking raptor whose appearance is quite unmistakable. It's one of the largest birds in North America. Its distinct white head and tail are its trademark. It evokes strong feelings of patriotic pride. As the national symbol of the United States, it was chosen as the official emblem of the United States in 1782. Scientific name, Haliaeetus leucocephalus. Anyways. America! Fuck yeah!
It's cooler than you think, unless you've experienced it, in which case it's about as cool as you think. And this one is special, mostly in that it's covering a huge amount of land, very close to or on top of where a lot of people live. More than 200 million people are within driving distance of the path of totality. This event is news, and so unsurprisingly, people have questions about it. And I am going to attempt.
Oh my god, this thing is going to be tiny. This is the base. The base is the length of like a knuckle and a half. This thing is going to be so small. Holy god. Mars says, I got fiance to watch both Borats this week. She loved them and always said she would hate them. Let's go. My fiance.
To have Eclipse answers. Question number 1. Desert Nails asks, I don't live on the path, on the map. I live in Arizona. Would there be anything for me to see? Yes! If you have Eclipse glasses in Arizona, you will be able to see a partial solar eclipse. This is where the moon passes between the sun and Earth a little bit, but not entirely. It doesn't totally block out the sun, but you might still notice some weather changes that might get cooler because there's less solar radiation hitting Earth. And if you got Eclipse glasses, you can look at it and be like, whoa, that's weird. The moon, which I can't usually see because it's a new moon during a solar eclipse, is there blocking out a piece of the sun. Adelena asks, why are they so infrequent?
Why are they so infrequent? Is there an area on the Earth that is more of an eclipse hotspot? Oh, okay. Surely these cannot be cheese. What is it these? Is these a cheese? It's like whatever the opposite of a Lego Duplo is. Is Lego Duplo the large Lego? It's so small. I'm really kind of struggling to see what I'm looking for here. Struggling to find the pieces.
And is there an area on the Earth that's more of an eclipse hotspot or cold spot? Total solar eclipses are infrequent for like 3 reasons. Number 1, the moon is tilty compared to the sun. So like if the sun-Earth plane is...
I love Hank saying, the moon is tilty. Okay, one more piece.
Here, the moon's orbit tilts a little bit, and so most of the time like the shadow of the moon misses the Earth because it's not in line. But sometimes in that tilt it is in the right spot where it actually does cast a shadow on the Earth. Number 2, the Earth's orbit around the sun is elliptical, so sometimes in that orbit it's further away, sometimes it's closer, and this is the Earth-Moon system that is closer or further away, not just the Earth. When the Earth-Moon...
Welcome new viewers to the Eclipse stream featuring the headless streamer. I have no head. I have no head. And I only have this much of a body, actually. I'm glad Hank is still popular. Feels like he hasn't lost relevance in a decade. I feel like he's had weird waves, so no head. He's had weird waves of popularity, like increased and decreased. Like Vlogbrothers was its own thing for sure. Crash Course, and then all of a sudden you've got, Jesus Christ, how am I supposed to put this part together? And then all of a sudden, his TikToks pop off. Don't eat grass, kids. Never seen this dude before? Banned. That's why you had a hard time in the canyon. You didn't have any legs. And no head either. So no head.
moon system is further away in that elliptical orbit. The moon is actually too far away from the sun to block out the whole sun. And so you will not get a total eclipse, you'll get an annular eclipse where there's just like a ring of fire around the moon. And the third reason...
I can't do this. Sorry. This is insane. Wait, how is this supposed to go together? They're so small. How? This is harder than Lego. Okay, sorry.
Is that most of the Earth doesn't have people on it. That's why this eclipse is such a big deal to me. So most of the times there is a total solar eclipse, it's just over the ocean and no one is there to see it. This one isn't just over land, it's over a lot of large cities. And also it's very close to a lot of other large cities.
First off, no, hold up. You can't say large cities.
Just over the ocean and no one is there to see it. This
and then
one
say,
isn't just over land, it's over a lot of large...
Evansville, Indiana. No way. Who here has heard of Evansville, Indiana and doesn't live in Indiana? You can't say that. That's not true. Evansville, Indiana. Oliver's heard of it. Also, Paducah, Kentucky. Large cities such as Poplar Bluff, Missouri. I don't know. Some of these might actually be pretty big. Caribou, Maine.
Large cities. And also it's very close to a lot of other large cities and a lot of people are going to go to see it. The second part of your question, yes, there are hot spots on Earth. First, as you get closer to the poles, the shadow actually gets stretched out over Earth. So like just by the angle of the Earth. So if it's like right here, it's just going to be the circle of the moon. If it's up here, it's going to be more spread out because it's like the shadow is hitting the moon at an angle. I think that you can visualize what I'm talking about, but it's just like the shadow of this is going to be smaller than the shadow of this. It's going to be spread out. And so there's just like more area the more northern you go. So the actual path of the eclipse covers up less land and takes less time when it's closer to the equator. So solar eclipses can obviously only happen during the day. The sun has to be up. Second thing,
I dropped a piece. Kingsley tried to eat it. Oh my God. I think I got it. I think it's all right. I got the piece. Kingsley did not eat the treat. How the I get now why it was like $6. I get it. I have done the first step. Jesus Christ.
There is more day in the summertime than in the wintertime. You also know that. The thing that you don't know is that just by virtue of the way that things are right now, the Northern Hemisphere's summer currently, this is just a coincidence, but it currently lines up with when the Earth is closer to the sun during its elliptical orbit. So the southern hemisphere gets more annular eclipses and we in the northern hemisphere get more total eclipses, which is weird but also kind of nice for people because there are more of us in the northern hemisphere. There's also more land in the northern hemisphere. And Bryson says, will it affect Texas's solar generation more than an overcast winter day would? Probably not. Like it would be a big difference.
Interesting question. Very interesting question. My grandma was born in Poplar Bluff, Missouri. Will this affect, also LOL in the chat. Also Meg CHR hero. I opened earthcam.com on another window so I cannot look at the sun. Is this going to affect any solar stuff?
To your eyes, but probably not a huge difference to a solar panel. Solar panels really like direct photons hitting at a perpendicular angle. Your eyes aren't like that. They don't need that. But I am curious.
I'm trying to think what questions I have. I wonder if I have any, I wonder if you guys have any questions. What are some of the questions you have about the eclipse? I wonder if we'll get them answered. Like, what are you wondering sitting there? I'm always wondering, like, is it correct that the danger of looking at an eclipse it's the same danger as normal, but you have an increased reason to look at the eclipse? Does that make sense? I think that is correct. We'll find out. But I don't want to assume that the thing that I have heard, okay, never mind. Literally everyone in chat says yes. Okay, never mind. Ignore me. Most simple. Hi, Matt. How's it going? Why would it be anything else, though? I wasn't sure if, like, you know, if there was something to do with, like, the way light is refracted through. I guess the moon really doesn't have any atmosphere or barely any atmosphere. I wasn't sure if it was like the light going through the atmosphere of or around the moon was the problem. But no, turns out it's not. Caitlin's a NASA engineer. All right, Caitlin, you now have the floor. Hank is going to stay on this freeze frame for as long as you would like to talk. I was thinking of gravitational lensing. Yeah, I know we do that to look further into the, or to look more specifically, maybe. I don't know about further, but to look more specifically into deep space. But it does nothing to our eyes. I thought your eyes also contract from the bright sun and don't from the eclipse, so more radiation gets in. Oh. Nah, Hank's largely got it here. No, Caitlin, you need to drop everything you're done. I'm totally kidding. Today I learned the moon had an atmosphere. Here's the thing, though. I don't know that it does. So, does moon have atmosphere? Because I don't know that it does. Oh, there is one. A very thin atmosphere, known as an exosphere, contains helium, argon, neon, ammonia, methane, and carbon dioxide. Interesting. We did learn something. Just barely. Because I was thinking, like, very, you know, maybe it doesn't. Maybe that's why I'm wrong.
Yes, and I hope somebody follows this, but I'm super curious to see how wind generation might change during the eclipse in Texas, because there's a lot of wind power in Texas and
oh my god, wind generation. I wonder how the wind is affected by 3 minutes of very, very dark in a brief little window of time moving all the way across the world.
Eclipses do affect how the wind moves around. Justin wants to know what can be used besides glasses bought from a store to look at it. Welding mask, car window tint, good idea for a video.
Interesting. Does the eclipse affect birds? I can't wait to see updates on, like, how did wildlife react? Yeah.
Video, just saying. Justin, this would be a short video. No, only use eclipse glasses. Or, if you know what you're doing and you are a welder, you can use number 14 welding glasses. Do not use window tint or sunglasses. These things will not work. Only the highest opacity welding glasses will work. The sun, and I know this is wild, but it is brighter than a welding arc. So the fact that welders...
Now, I know we have a ton of welders in chat. Did you guys listen to that? Ammonia and methane sounds like the breathing conditions of my city. The moon's atmosphere. Part of why landing on Mars is so hard. There's enough atmosphere to cause thermal problems, but not enough to really help with landing. Caitlin, you just blew my mind. Caitlin, you just did the thing which I really love about science, which is you said something that all clicks when I read it, but I had never considered before. Landing on Mars is so tough because there is enough atmosphere to cause heat problems, but not enough to drastically slow you. Is that the correct understanding? Enough that you will definitely heat up upon entry, but not enough to drastically slow you or to, like, allow. That's mind-boggling. This is what I love about space. We're so used to the way things work here. And it's so different. How did you know I'm a welder on the side? I hear you welding up in the attic. Cattle will go back into barns or begin to lay down for the night during an eclipse since they think it's evening or night. Oh, dumb cattle. How does the moon have an atmosphere? What keeps it in place? Earth is held mostly by our spinning core. What does the moon have? That's a fantastic question, Giordine. How does the moon keep its atmosphere? Googling real quick. Moon keep its atmosphere. One of the sources for the... Okay, so this is going to be the quickest, easiest Google answer and probably not utterly correct. One of the sources of the moon's atmosphere is outgassing, the release of gases from the lunar interior. usually due to radioactive decay. So basically, it is just releasing enough atmosphere slowly that maybe it has enough built up, like it's just kind of maybe constantly releasing a little bit and a little bit of gravity. I'm sure it's losing. I don't know. I would think it was also losing some of its atmosphere semi-regularly, but
Elders have to wear these big masks. You should think about that before you look at the sun, ever, but especially during an eclipse. Speaking of, here's a question. I was always told that looking at an eclipse damages my eyes. Why is this? Is it worse than just staring at the sun on a regular day? I feel like we do a terrible job of talking about this because people aren't afraid. The sun's out every day. Why is an eclipse extra dangerous? Why is everybody telling me to be like worried about this? Is this the overprotective nanny state?
These pieces are so freaking tiny. I need a freaking magnifying glass. I'm on step 2.
Once again. The reason is because during an eclipse, especially in the latter parts of the eclipse before totality, or if you're close to totality but doesn't get all the way there, it's gonna feel like you can look at the sun because it's gonna be way less bright. Also, you're gonna want to because it's weird. Like there's a strange thing happening in the sky. If there's just like a little crescent of sun left.
Matt says we're driving closer to the eclipse. We'll be back in chat when we're settled. Yay, good luck. Drive safe. Remember the panic that settled in? Oh my God, heinous. Oh my God. I did not remember that. Wow. I did not remember that. Okay, all right. I'm going to back up a couple seconds.
Moon is way less bright. Also, you're going to want to because it's weird. Like there's a strange thing happening in the sky. If there's just like a little crescent of sun left visible as the moon is covered up 90% or 95% of the sun, it's going to feel to your eyes like you can look at it without doing damage. And that is not the case. If you look at the sun while that is happening and you're fascinated and you stare at it for just a little too long, you will burn your retina. You will have to go to the doctor. You may never get your vision all the way back again. Like sometimes it comes back for people.
God, that's so scary.
Sometimes it doesn't. It happens every eclipse. So I'm just saying, play it safe, get some eclipse glasses. Why do we care? Not that contrarian a question. I mean, are we learning anything new each time it happens at this point? Or is it pretty blasé by now scientifically?
I will say, I saw part of an answer to this on Twitter, so I'm interested to see if it's the same answer as this video was posted 3 days ago. You might need a magnifying glass. Please don't use it on the eclipse. Caitlin says totality was the coolest thing I've ever seen 7 years ago. Oh, that's so cool. Were you, I was going to say, did you have to travel far? 5 hours to drive to the eclipse last time, 11 hours to get back. We went shopping for 3 hours to wait it out. I wonder if ancient people suffered eye damage because they weren't warned not to look. I have to think yes, right?
In terms of science, this is a great question. In terms of like the human experience, I will not allow it. Like, it's really cool. If you can get to a total solar eclipse, I've been told it's really amazing. I've never been to one. I am going to one. I'm very excited to be at it. Hopefully, it will not be cloudy. But scientifically, this is a fine question to ask. Like, is there actual progression of science because of eclipses? And in this case, actually, there might be. Maybe fun to point out here, but like the very beginning of solar physics happened during an eclipse. Like the eclipse was happening. We used to think that the corona that we would see during a total solar eclipse was...
These instructions suck. There's just a part... I'm so mad. There's a part that just doesn't have an instruction for how it goes together. What? That's why there's instructions. And what am I missing? What? I am so confusion. Oy vey. Oh, never mind. I'm dumb. Never mind. That's on me.
It's like the very beginning of solar physics happened during an eclipse. Like the eclipse was happening. We used to think that the corona that we would see during a total solar eclipse was like the moon's atmosphere or something. Like it was the sun shining through something that was around the moon that we had never seen before. And we're like, what is this thing? But then we realized, no, that is in fact something around the sun that we can't normally see because the sun is too bright for us to see like the relatively dark corona around the sun. When the moon is blocking out the entire sun, then you can see the corona, which is this beautiful thing, and you can hold up a prism and you can see what light comes through. And this is how we discovered the first element not on Earth. When you heat elements up, they have like specific emission spectra, and there was an emission spectra that nobody had seen anymore, and they named it after the sun, Helios. They called it helium. And then later we
Helium. Confirmed. Very cool.
discovered helium here on Earth. So cool. But the corona remains like a truly bizarre thing. It's extraordinarily hot. It is much hotter than the surface of the sun, and that's weird because it's farther.
This is the part I learned the other day on Twitter. I'm interested to see if this is right. I think I learned it from Hank's tweet, so it better be right. Sun, something like an average of like 2 million degrees. I don't know if that's Celsius or Fahrenheit. I didn't read the units. Units are important, but I didn't pay attention. Some of the like parts of the what are they called? The corona or whatever. 20 million degrees. I just made a face. You guys can't see my face. I forgot. 2 million to 20 million. They're like, we don't really understand how they get so hot. And this is one of the best times to like observe them. At a point, the units don't matter. It's a number that big? Exactly.
Further away from the sun than the surface of the sun is. So we're still trying to figure out all of the mechanics of the corona and what makes it so hot. And it actually might be really helpful to have probes that are currently at the sun, like the Parker Solar Probe, which actually travels through the corona, and ground-based telescopes being able to visualize the corona during an eclipse when the moon isn't blinding the telescope. So yeah, scientists actually think this might be a really interesting year for solar physics because we have both these probes that are near the sun and a bunch of ground-based telescopes that can...
Imagine you're the probe that gets sent into the corona. It's like 07's in the chat for you. I mean, it sounds like you maybe... Does anyone know if the Parker Solar Probe survives the trip through the corona? Or is it one of those 07's send back what you can until you can't? They're talking about it in like present tense. Is it still not there yet? It preemptive 07's then. This is the other thing I love about space, is like every answer brings a question. And then I'm like, wait a second. Now I need to know more. Not there yet. Okay. Preemptive 07's.
And look at the corona during this solar eclipse that is passing over a lot of ground-based telescopes. Yonan asks, will there be a comet visible during the eclipse? Maybe. There is a comet that is visible right now. Likely you won't be able to spot it, but somewhat...
Wait, a comet? I wasn't paying attention.
But importantly to note, if you can see it during the eclipse, you'll probably also be able to see it just at nighttime. You can look up this comet. It's called Comet 12P/Pons Brooks. Those are the names of the people who spotted it, Pons and Brooks. But it's not going to be a bright object in the sky. It will look like a little smudge. If you are in a place that has much moisture in the air or much light pollution, you will not be able to see it. It's a dim object. There's going to be a lot of other stuff going on during the solar eclipse. Maybe if you want to try and spot it and take like a long exposure photograph of it, that would probably be quite cool. Ben says, I'm curious about the perfect ratio of moon size distance, sun size distance. Factors of solar system formation.
NASA's Parker Solar Probe completes 18th close approach to the sun in December, matching its own distance record by skimming about 4.51 million miles from the solar surface, and we are 93 million miles.
Should make this more likely? No, this is 100% a coincidence. The sun is about 400 times farther away than the moon, and it is also about 400 times bigger. They are so close to the same size in the sky that where we are in our slightly elliptical orbit matters as to whether you get a total or an annular eclipse. They are practically the same size, and this is such a coincidence.
That's so lucky. That part is crazy. I'm gonna rewind this because this is the like. The coincidence of this is crazy to me. Is wild to me.
They are so close to...
It's wild to me. I've messed up so many times on stream already.
The same size in the sky that where we are in our slightly elliptical orbit matters as to whether you get a total or an annular eclipse. They are practically the same size. And this is such a coincidence. This is not something that happens at any other planet in the solar system. It's not something that would happen if you reran the simulation again. Like, it is a weird coincidence. And that is so cool. And it allowed us to discover helium before we found it on Earth. Music Man asks, if the moon is gradually moving further away from Earth, what did eclipses look like thousands or millions of years?
Ooh. How long until a full total eclipse that you can see with the naked eye no longer exists? That's interesting. I was literally just typing that, Oculus says. The fact that these happen at all is wild, yeah.
Ago, and how long until a full total eclipse that you can see with the naked eye no longer exists? First of all, you can see all total eclipses with the naked eye. It's one of the easiest things to see. If you have severe macular degeneration, you can still see that the world got dark. But the moon does move away from the Earth at like a little bit more than an inch a year, like 3.5 centimeters a year or something. And eventually that will mean that over the course of time,
the moon moves away 3.5 centimeters a year. That's so little. I thought it was more.
And there will be more and more annular eclipses until there is one final total solar eclipse. That is a very brief eclipse with a very narrow band that does not last for very long. And that will happen, NASA did the math, around 600 million years from now.
Yeah, we won't be here. There's no way.
So we got time. We're good. We don't have to worry about that one. One less thing to worry about. This is great news. I love to not have to worry about something. Valathor asks, how does an eclipse work when the Earth is flat? You know, one of my favorite things about flat earthers is that
I literally last night watched the H-Bomber guy measured response to flat earther video. Holy crap. That's some good timing. I was like, maybe it is flat. I went to the Grand Canyon. That part was not flat at all. Maybe the rest of the Earth is flat. I learned so much about how flat earthers conceive of the world. And by that, I mean, I learned so little about how, because there's no fucking evidence. How do they rely on flight paths so much? They're like, well, they don't fly direct from X place to X place because the Earth is a different... It's insane. It's wild. Sorry, that's the word. It's wild. Rings of Saturn weren't there when the dinosaurs were here and will be gone in a couple million years. Whoa! It just so happens that the time where we have eclipses is the time where humanity is alive on this planet. On the planet where eclipses happen. Yes. All the Milankovitch cycles are slow. Wait. What's a Milankovitch cycle? Netherlands 2026, 90% partial eclipse. Let's go. Flat Earthers' brain cells confuse me. Grand Canyon is a statistical outlier.
But they don't out. This is great news. I love to not have to worry about something. Valathor asks, how does an eclipse work when the Earth is flat?
Here's the part that most interested me about the flat Earth thing. To be clear, not about the actual theory or quote unquote theory. It's the part that interested me is how flat eartherism as a like movement and like set of beliefs has gone like is how it's not like there was just like one continuous line of people who are like, you know, we all thought the Earth was flat, then some people changed their opinions, but then some people like held out and like, no, I still believe the Earth is flat. No, I still believe. It's like a direct resurgence out of nowhere 200 years ago. Like, it's like it's that. Does that make sense? Does that make any sense? It's not like some people just held out forever. And like in certain corners of the world, they were like, nah, I just haven't adopted the modern science of, you know, nearly 1,000 years ago. It's like, how did we go from like 99.9% acceptance or whatever the actual data is to like, oh, nah, I'm going the other way. Hi, Jeff. How's it going? Do you know the flat Earth version of why the dinosaurs disappeared? No. You know what I learned? This is the part that blew my mind. Flat Earthers think that the South Pole is an enormous ice ring around the, or at least some of them do, around the edge of the Earth that keeps the water in. And so I'm like, wait a second. Flat Earthers should be on the side of climate science because we melt all that ice, all of a sudden all the water goes off the edge. That's H-Bomber guy's joking, not mine. But the ice wall part is wild. Anyways.
Flat. You know, one of my favorite things about flat earthers is that they don't agree on anything else. So you ask 4 flat earthers, you get 4 different answers to this question. If you want to start a flat earth fight, ask them if the other planets are spheres, because I love that one. Hannah wants a Eclipse dad joke. The traditional one is, how does the man in the moon cut his hair? Eclipse it. That's pretty good. Eclipse it. Whimsy Scott wants to know, do animals go wowza over the eclipse, or is that a human-only thing? They seem to act a little bit weird. I mean, mostly what they do is they start to act as if it is early dusk. They do early dusk behaviors. Crickets will start to cricket. Birds will start to roost. It's like, I guess it's dusk is what it seems like a lot of animals are thinking. Other than that, there's a lot of discussion about what animals do, but that's one thing that we definitely know happens. Speaking of, why is the moon out at 3 p.m. anyway? 3 p.m. not moon time. And then this emoji. The moon is out at all times of...
Why is the moon out at 3 p.m.? Oh, my Lord. The ice wall is real. How else would we keep the White Walkers out? 3 p.m. not moon time.
Day throughout a lunar month. Like, it's out in the day as much as it is out at night. We just can't see it as well during the day. But the weird thing about this is, basically, a full moon will rise as the sun is setting, and it will set as the sun is rising, whereas a new moon will rise as the sun is rising and set as the sun is rising, and new moons are invisible. And also, solar eclipses only happen when the moon is new, because the new moon happens when the sun...
Walk me through that. This is what I was thinking in the shower yesterday. Walk me through why eclipses only happen on new moons? Oh, it's because a new moon is we're seeing the back of the moon, basically, right? How far are we with this eagle? I have this. I think it's the body. Because it's the moon and the sun won't cross. Somebody said no in chat. Wait. Uh-oh. Did I fuck up? Because basically we're seeing the dark side of the moon, cue the song, because the light side of the moon is the thing facing the sun. Yeah, okay, that all makes sense. That makes sense.
Sun is shining on the back of the moon. That's why you can't see the moon in the sky, because the sunlight isn't hitting it in a way that allows the light to be seen from Earth. So only during the new moon. So if, like, I'm the sun...
We are not seeing the dark side? Aren't we though? Like isn't it right now? Like we'll only see dark side? I'm seeing 2 different things in chat, and maybe I'm wrong, or maybe I'm misunderstanding it. Dark side refers to the side that faces away. Sorry, I'm trying to read chat and also listen to Hank Meg. I think I'm saying the same thing you guys are saying. The moon is an oblate spheroid. Actually, the Earth is an oblate spheroid. The dark side is getting the sun right now. How can that possibly be true? How can the sun... Okay. Maybe I'm using a different word than what the rest of y'all are understanding that I'm not understanding. My understanding of the moon is... it's a ball. It is tidally locked to the Earth. Meaning... Sorry. Okay. My understanding of the moon is that one side of the moon always gets the sun. And then because of the way that the sun and the earth, oh Christ. It basically, it does not like, oh Lord, how do I phrase this? The sun sees both sides, sure. But then how can the dark side of the moon be the side getting the sun? Because it wouldn't be dark if it's getting the sun. This is the part that blows my mind. Cheese Mood has just hit it on the on the head. Why is it called the dark side of the moon if it is not? Dark side of the moon should be the side of the moon that does not get sun. That's such a bad name. That is the worst name of all time. That's the worst name. Because I have now been confused for 20 years on this. This is explained in the third Lady Astronaut book, by the way. I rented the second Lady Astronaut book from the library, and then I returned it because I was like, I think the first one was good for me. I'll get there eventually. The phrase dark side of the moon does not refer to dark as in the absence of light, but rather dark as in unknown. Yes. So this I'm all on top of. I just didn't understand. I thought dark side of the moon meant the other part. The moon, tidally locked to the earth. We only ever see one side of the moon because it's the side that faces the earth, correct? We only ever see the face of the moon that sees us. Different parts of it are lit depending on types of the moon cycle. Correct. We're all on that side. Dark side of the moon should just mean the part that isn't lit up by the sun. When we see the moon, we are seeing a reflection of the sun's light. I'm all on that. I'm on the same page on all of that. Why the fuck is the dark side of the moon the name for the part that faces away from us and not the part that is not getting light? Humans are so stupid. I love us so much, and that is so dumb. But the sun hits the moon every side, of course. Right. So right now, today, correct? Tell me if I'm wrong here. Yes or no? The dark side of the moon today, if we could see it, would be utterly lit up. It would be so blindingly lit up, right? The dark side of the moon, bright as shit right now. And why is it called the dark side? I'm losing my mind. Thanks explaining
the Earth when the moon is new, because the new moon happens when the sun is shining on the back of the moon. That's why you can't see the moon in the sky, because the sunlight isn't hitting it in a way that allows the light to be seen from Earth. So only during the new moon. So if like I'm the sun and you're the Earth and I'm shining right on the back of the moon and the moon is new, but usually it's like down here or up here because of we were talking about that earlier. But if it's right here, then that's an eclipse. Rachel wants to know Team Edward or Jacob. Honestly,
Now I'm losing my grip on reality because I misplaced a piece. I don't know where it went. What the fuck? Where is this piece supposed to go? Oh no, where did this piece go? Oh no, I only have about 10 minutes till I need to get off of here. You got to keep the humans at the center of the story. Yeah, that's my mistake, I guess. We only care about us.
didn't feel like either.
Oh, it makes total sense, Anne. Yeah, it makes total sense. Our day-night cycle is so different from the moon's. King's Nabbit? No, I have an extra piece, I mean. I have an extra one that I don't know where it goes. Oh, well, I'll just keep putting it together.
There were great decisions. William wants to know, why does the moon seem to hold still when totality begins? William, the moon always seems to hold still.
Are you guys Team Jacob or Edward? I feel like Edward's kind of a prick, but I'm still Team Edward. Team Nope, Team Alice.
Things celestially don't move very fast. If you put it on like fast motion, you could see it move. But to our perception, these objects in the sky mostly appear to be staying in the same place. Eric wants to know, why are there way more eclipses in North America, but they're more rare in Europe? They're not. We've just had like really good eclipse luck in the North America the last few years. Europe's gonna get 2 in the next 5 years, I think. I think there's going to be 2 that will cross Spain, just Spain. Nothing in Northern Europe, but this is just a coincidence. Based on latitude, every latitude pretty much gets the same number of eclipses. Let me look up those Spain ones so I can tell you when they are. There's going to be...
I don't like either, but Jacob does some real weird, creepy shit later, so I gotta go Edward. Like imprinting on a baby? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Edward's problem is that he's like rich and a little distant. Jacob's problem is obsessed with a baby. I would say big problem.
One that goes across Spain August 12th, 2026, and one that...
Spoilers? For what? Book fucking 2? I don't know.
Goes across Spain and also much of the Middle East and North Africa on August 2nd, 2027. Ethan wants to know, what if it's cloudy? It's going to be a bummer if it's cloudy, I'll be honest with you. Like, if it is full socked in cloudy, then that's going to be really annoying. Now, what will happen is it will go from being daytime in the middle of the day to being nighttime in the middle of the day, and that will still be weird and totally worth experiencing, in my opinion. But obviously better if you can see the corona and the sun. That's going to be better. But if it's kind of cloudy, oftentimes the clouds will actually dissipate as the eclipse approaches, because a lot of clouds are fed by the sun heating the earth and water.
That's interesting. Clouds might actually disappear a little bit because, ooh. It is book 4, damn it, oops. Both of their problems is that they're in love with the vacuum of charm and personality. Name a less likable protagonist. Holden Caulfield. I can name a couple. It has started here in Florida. I can see a tiny little bite out of the sun. Don't look at it, K-Bell.
Water rising from it. So as the eclipse approaches, the sun will be having less of its radiation hitting the earth. There will be fewer and fewer clouds. And then potentially there will be enough no clouds that you'll actually be able to see the sun in the sky. Now, I don't know if that's going to happen, but that does often happen.
What'd you say? Meg said I'm going to go stare at the sun through some specialized glasses. Be safe. We still have time, right? But it's like an hour here until we get like the good stuff. Okay. All right. Well, I'm on step 3 of 7 and I've already mistaken a piece and I don't know where it goes. I better hurry up. You're right. All right.
Happen now.
Ain't no way you just said Holden Caulfield? Holden is... That book is incredible. Holden Caulfield is one of the least liked protagonists. It's so bad.
Like socked in rain clouds, that won't happen. But if it's like fluffy clouds here and there, it tends to be that it actually clears up a little bit before the eclipse, which is kind of amazing. That's just a coincidence, but it's a good coincidence for us. Lily asks, does complete darkness only occur in 100% totality? Yeah. If you have 1% of the sun still showing, it is amazing how bright the sun is, because that will look like just sort of dusk. With 5% of the sun still showing, it won't even look that dark. It really is like the last 6 to 10 seconds before the total eclipse when it actually, the light significantly falls off. Marshman54, can I make homemade glasses? Absolutely not. You will hurt yourself. Don't do that. And our last question from Harrison.
Absolutely
what if an eclipse
not.
wasn't momentary but instead perpetually locked in? And what sort of path would the moon, the sun, and the earth need to be in to lock a specific area in eternal eclipse? How would that affect the area and the world at large? That's freaking weird, Harrison! I think that I know enough about how these systems work that I can say that this couldn't happen naturally. You need to have the object be the right size and in a specific point that is gravitationally stable between the earth and the sun. These are called Lagrange points, but when we say that they're gravitationally stable, they are not that gravitationally stable. So I'm super gravitationally stable right now because I'm at the bottom of the Earth's gravity well. Not at the bottom, but at least as far as I can get down without falling through some atoms. And the moon is moving around us in a stable orbit that is around that. It's like we're rolling around the hole that is our gravity well. These Lagrange points aren't like holes that you could roll around or fall into. They're more like the top of a hill. So if you're on the side of a hill, you're definitely going to roll down the hill, right? If you're on the very top of the hill, it's kind of flat and you could sit there. But if the wind blows or a squirrel comes along and nudges you, you're gonna roll down the hill and you're gonna lose that gravitational stability. So it's gravitationally stable, but it's not stable. Like a large object would...
Look at my bird. It's a bird with no wings. Side note, if and only if you are in totality while the moon has made everything fully dark for a few minutes, you can and should take off your glasses. You do not need glasses when the sun is 100% covered. But again, 99% is still too bright. Yep. Yep. Burb. Oh my god, the sudden progress. I still have a piece that I don't know where it goes. So something's wrong with this eagle, but whatever. Meg, be safe. What the fuck?
Hi.
I hope these glasses work.
God damn it. I hope these glasses work.
Need to have it be constantly corrected to stay in that spot. Now, it's not going to like fall and fly into an orbit as easily, so it's much more stable than that, but it's not like a well that it can sit in. It's a hill that it can sit on top of, and anything might knock it off, like any small gravitational.
All right, we're going to watch the other video too.
So that system could not be stable long term. It could not happen naturally, but a sufficiently advanced civilization maybe could harness enough energy to have a large object there and create a constant shadow on Earth just to be mean to your friend Steve or something. Humans are not there yet. Maybe we will never get there, but who knows? Maybe we will. One can only hope that someday we'd have enough excess energy to just move around giant space rocks to play pranks on our friends. And that's as much as I know about eclipses.
Will the dark side of the moon give your baby power / JK? This is baby's origin story here. Okay, let's watch this other video too. Because I am not done with this, so we're gonna watch at least part of it. It may be the same stuff, but I'm in my React era of content where all I do is watch videos. No, I'm just kidding.
Doubted something. And you're like, yeah, I hear people talking about that.
I'm working on the feed.
But then you experience it and you're like, okay, I'm a believer. I'm in. I'm all in on this. That's where I'm at with total solar eclipses. Back in 2017.
Picture of a person actually.
Yes. That's where I'm at with total
experiencing it. Don't look at this part of the screen, chat. You can't be a React streamer until you leave for 15 minutes to pick up food. It's true. My eyes! You can check your glasses yourself. You shouldn't be able to see anything indoors except very, very bright bulbs. Like a halogen bulb. Outside, you should not be able to see anything but a bright reflection of the sun. Both are true. You can try looking at the sun. Should be fairly dim, but clear. With glasses on, to be clear. With glasses on. David Kerr, hello.
Good morning, USA. I got a feeling that it's gonna be a wonderful day.
I hope so. I hope so. It's been a great day so far. I'm happy to be back in streaming. I missed you all very much.
Solar eclipses. Back in 2017, I met a guy here locally. His name is Dr. Gordon Telepin. He's a surgeon, and he just told me, he's like, dude, you're going to fall in love with eclipses. And I was like, maybe. I don't know. I've heard they're cool. And then I just went all in. I was like, okay, I trust this guy. What's the worst that can happen? I look like an idiot on the internet to millions of people. So I did it. I went out to Wyoming in 2017. I saw a total solar eclipse for the first time, and it melted my brain. I did not understand what I was seeing.
It is dusk looking. It's so dusk looking. Imagine if I was still at the Grand Canyon. Oh, that'd be. I mean, never mind. I don't think they get. Yeah, they don't get totality. Never mind. Never mind.
In fact, all the stuff I had prepared to do, I just forgot how to do it. It was amazing. That is crazy. Take your glasses off. Do it. It was amazing. That is crazy.
Take your glasses off.
He sounded like he was out of breath there.
Take your glasses off. That is bizarre. Stars. Oh wait, it's overhead sunset. And I want you to experience that as well. I was at a gathering the other night with a bunch of friends, and someone walks up to me and they're like, hey, Destin, this eclipse thing, right? Do I really need to do this? And my answer is yes, you must. Because once you see it...
It was one of the most amazing and emotional experiences I've ever had, other than seeing my own children being born. Still talk about...
I'm going to do both of those hopefully here real soon. That's cool. And I just went to... Oh, man, it's going to be a good year. Other than watching my children be born. All right. Ask me in a couple months. We'll rate them together. I'll tell you which one's cooler. Inside scoop here.
About it to this day, well, like I am now, just it changed my whole perception. It made me really want to see more of things like that. And the fact that it happens on the Earth for free and you can just go see it, it's amazing.
As soon as it started getting darker, you could hear the insects changing. So there were all these cicadas that were calling, and then as the eclipse started happening, the cicada sound faded out and the cricket sound faded in, and then it went in the reverse. And that blew my mind. I wasn't expecting that.
I've only seen a total solar eclipse once in my life.
It's
and
Vsauce.
It was awesome in the literal meaning of the term, awe.
I'm getting some breaks in the clouds, so I'm getting some peeks at the increasing bite taken out of the sun. Ooh. I need to go hang out outside here in a second. I'm almost done though. I think I can connect bird to base here in a second, and then its tail. And then its wings. And then we're done. So probably not a ton left of stream, but as soon as I can get this bird on this fucking base. Michael jump scare. See stuff like that, and you can see how easy it would be for civilizations in the past to think the world was ending. Yeah, somebody said earlier, they were like, I get now why someone would say, the skies say we go to war, and then you're like, okay, sure, yep.
Awful, like scary, like terrifying. Because of the immensities of the astronomical bodies involved, I felt so tiny. And that morning when I woke up knowing that it was going to happen in just a matter of hours, I became very scared. I don't know exactly why, but I think it had something to do.
Shit, no. Oh, crap. Uh-oh. I fixed it. Never mind.
With knowing that it was such a big event.
Hey, Vsauce Michael here.
Hey.
Or is it Lilland Partner?
Hi, Gelef. How's it going? 23-month streak, by the way. 23-month streak. Thank you. Thank you very much. How you doing?
Involving such big things that were so vital to our lives, and also that I could not stop it. It was inevitable. It was going to happen. I could not push a pause button and make it wait for when I was ready. I loved it.
2024, this is your biggest opportunity if you live in the United States or in northern parts of Mexico to see a total solar eclipse, and I don't want you to miss it because I love you and I want you to love eclipses. That's where I'm at. The actual moment is called totality. That's when the disk of the moon obscures or occludes the disk of the sun, and all kinds of things happen right then in that moment, and it's the only
Speaking of beautiful words, we were talking about the other day, occlude.
time you can see it. Like,
hi, Carly. We got a bald eagle. Welcome to America. Bald eagle. We're gonna put the tail on, and then we're gonna put the wings on. I still have to build the wings, but tail is now. Please don't break. Please don't break. Please don't break. On.
Like you can see the mountains of the moon along the perimeter of the sun because you can see the jagged edges. That's called Bailey's beads. You can see what's called a diamond ring. The eject.
That was so cool.
See the jagged edges. That's called Bailey's beads. You can see what's called a diamond ring. The ejecta around the sun. You can see the corona. It's awesome. And you can only see it if you are right there in the path of totality. You have to physically be on this strip of land that goes all the way across the country. If you're 5 miles outside of that land, it doesn't work. The math doesn't work out so that you can see the total.
Gelef says, I just got home from university. I was riding the bus and someone attacked the bus driver. Oh my God. As an update, they did not repair my wheelchair. I was going to say it was really fast, but he said he'll schedule a new appointment for someone to actually fix it. What's wrong with this guy? Can I ask what's wrong with the wheelchair, Carly? I haven't really shared a ton of these details, and I'm not going to share a ton. But we have a family member who is in a wheelchair and who is currently in need of a new wheelchair, and they're actually getting it right now, but a new wheelchair and van. They have the new van. I don't know that they have the new wheelchair yet, but
solar eclipse.
We were just outside the path of totality, and I set up cameras all over the farm to see how my animals would react to the
Okay, I'm on the last step now.
solar eclipse, and they stood there. It got dark, it got cold, it got light, it got warm again, and they just kept eating. What a letdown.
So if it's at all possible, financially or with work, if you can make this trip with someone you love, go to the path of totality and see this total solar eclipse, because it's amazing. There's like tens of millions of people that are going to watch this event. So there's articles all over the internet about, oh, the animals are going to do weird things, or the weather might do this. I'm going to like take some time and we're going to slowly walk through, and I'm going to ask all the dumb questions of Dr. Telepen, who literally wrote a book about this moment, by the way. He spent his spare time in between the last eclipse and this one writing this book specifically for this moment. So we're going to learn about everything called the
Oh yeah, that person capitalized, that's for sure. They capitalized on this moment.
partial phase phenomenon.
They think they may be able to fix the old one, fingers crossed. The old wheelchair, hell yeah. I didn't know that actually. That was a new update for me. A few pieces that need replaced, like the padding on my armrest and footrest. My armrest need adjusted as well. I love it.
Now that's the time leading up to the eclipse, and
hey, look, there's Evansville on the map.
Immediately after eclipse, there's really neat science stuff that happens when you're out there like looking at the eclipse and just like basking in the glory of the moment. You're gonna know all the other stuff to look for as well, and you're gonna have like the cheat code. You're gonna enjoy it on a different level.
You could be sitting inside talking to your chat because you haven't hung out with them in a week and you missed them.
So let's do this. Let's go get smarter every day and check out all these neat phenomena with Dr. Gordon Telepen, and let's learn about the partial phase phenomena for the total solar eclipse. Do you ever think to yourself, maybe this is a little too much?
I do.
Hey, what is your answer to that?
I still do it. As long as my wife will tolerate it, I do it.
Gordon, you have created a series of, what would you call these, stations?
Yeah, they're science stations about teaching the science of the partial phase
Gordon, what a name. What a guy.
phenomena. Because in a
Imagine if we went crazy like this every time a cloud passed in front of the sun.
eclipse is way more interesting than just totality. Of course, totality is fascinating, it's beautiful. But there's a lot of stuff you can appreciate and enjoy about the science of what's happening with the moon blocking the sun.
I feel like they gave me 1 million extra pieces. Oh, maybe that's what the problem is. Maybe they give me a bunch of extra pieces. Bye, Aaliyah. Are you guys in totality? We are. Yep.
And physically, during that hour and a half time between C1 and C2, first contact and second contact.
Okay, so to be clear, Gordon loves eclipses so much that you invested a lot of your own money to create this. It's an app called Solar Eclipse Timer. I get nothing for telling you this.
Rare Indiana W. Hey, listen here.
My friend Gordon made this, and I've used it at every eclipse I've watched. It's awesome. Basically, you go to a location, you pull out your phone, you hit your GPS location, and it does all the math for you. And your voice...
Okay, what was it called? I guess I'm just downloading it right now. What was it called?
Your own money to create this. It's an app.
Yeah, go for it, Yo-Yo. Go for it. Go take a look.
Called Solar Eclipse Timer. I get nothing for telling you this. My friend Gordon made this, and I've used it at every eclipse I've watched. It's awesome. Basically, you go...
Meg's already got it downloaded. Megan is on top of things.
Go to a location, you pull out your phone, you hit your GPS location, and it does all the math for you. And your voice, it's actually your voice, which is endearing, your voice will tell me how to watch the eclipse. It'll say...
It'll count down to the contact times for the photographer.
What's a contact time?
So when the moon first takes that first bite out of the sun, that's first contact.
C1.
C1. Totality starts when the moon obscures the sun completely. That's second contact, C2. When the moon moves off on the
Meg said we're already Pac-Man, so we're past C1 for sure.
other side and the photosphere reappears, that's C3, third contact. And when the moon moves completely off, that's the end of the eclipse, that's fourth contact.
Okay, so to be clear, these science stations that we're talking about, the totality is just between C2 and C3, but all this stuff happens during the partial phase phenomenon between C1 and C2, and between C3 and C4.
So the first station is temperature monitoring. I've monitored and data logged temperature at all my eclipses, but this time, because I can bring a lot of equipment and drive it to Texas, I wanted to do more. So I have a 4.
Imagine being the specific variety of nerd that is Eclipse Chaser. I admire this person, and I kind of want to make fun of them at the same time. Ryan, you're going to miss it? I'm not going to miss it. I'm going to get off as soon as I finish these goddamn wings. And I'm really close. I'm really close. I'm building 2 wings at once. It's honestly going pretty quickly. I'm not going to... As soon as I build these wings, I'll be off of here, for sure.
Station temperature data logging tower here.
Okay.
What we're trying to do here is document a mini inversion layer.
So these are temperature loggers.
Those are temperature loggers.
Mini inversion
layer. 3
layer.
on the pole.
And 1 on the ground covered by some soil.
Okay.
And that is being heated by the sun.
We're on step 7 of 7.
Right now. And these others have free air circulation around them, so they're monitoring the air temperature. The ground sensor will decrease in temperature during the partial phases before the 20-foot sensor decreases.
So basically, people that are at the event, they'll start feeling the temperature change.
That's right.
But just know it's not happening the same all the way up.
That's exactly right.
All right, let's go to the second station here, Gordon.
So the second station is the concept of pinhole projection of the crescents. So when you hold up something and it's a dot,
you can raid NASA when you leave. Maybe we should, so that anybody who still wants to hang out and watch Eclipse stuff can go watch NASA. That's a great idea, actually. Maybe we'll do that.
That the light from the sun goes through those dots, but it crosses. So light from the top of the sun crosses through the hole, and it goes...
This is a good graphic, I can already tell.
...to the bottom, and light from the bottom crosses through the hole and goes to the top, and right to left crosses. So right now, we're only seeing round circles because the sun
You made one for me.
Oh, we should have made one of those. That would have been cool.
I did. Smarter every day. So we're seeing round circles, but during the partial phases, these will turn into crescents.
Now we're seeing round circles right now because we're not in a total solar eclipse right now, or even a
we're
partial.
not in the partial phases. So these will turn to crescents during the partial phases.
That's
and
the normal
interesting
eclipse
thing
stuff.
is, before totality, the little banana crescent will be one direction, and after totality, it'll flip. Get some paper and punch holes in it. Do your name or do the date, whatever you want to do. Bring a colander to the eclipse.
Yeah.
I'm going to get my
Kitchen
colander
utensils
out.
are great.
Yo.
Can you pull it away from the thing more?
Got to get the colander out.
The further away?
Well, the more you pull it away, you see it gets out of focus.
Ah.
And a little bit of that has to do with the thickness of what you're using. That's why it's good to use thin paper.
Okay, I'm doing the last
like
pieces
a cheese
now.
grater.
Or a cheese grater, so a cheese grater will do it.
So on Eclipse Day, people should pack the colander.
Exactly. So the other thing for pinhole projection
I love
is to make a
enthusiastic
pinhole
people.
projection shoebox.
Oh, it's actually a pinhole.
It's a pinhole.
Yeah, I've seen that in the past. The like shadow of leaves basically having some crescent shapes. If I can take any photos outside without doxing us, I'll take some and post them to Discord. Okay, I think I'm done. I haven't actually put the wings together yet, but we're gonna finish this little bird like super quickly so that I can get out of here. I haven't actually attached the wings. Thanks for hanging out for stream today. This is the little bald eagle. I have wings here as well. Right here and here. Oh, I probably put those on backwards, didn't I? Oh, I did put those on backwards. That's all right. I think I could just do this. I think I can just do... Shoot. Okay. I do have to take this a little bit apart. Dang it. All right. We have one piece left. Dang it. F the bird. Go watch the universe. I'm going to get there. We still have like 45 minutes till totality here. Something like that. We got time. I'll get there. Enjoy the totality zone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Exclamation, Tama. All right, second wing is put together, basically. And there's the little wings attached to little arms. So then that one is technically this way. And then that one is technically this way. Hey, it's a bald eagle. I should technically like do it more like this. That way its wings are... Hey, it's a bald eagle. Probably too much of a spin. Don't blind yourself. Make a bald eagle noise. Okay, I will. You ready? This is the bald eagle in action. A fish jumps through the water. This is the little fish. A bald eagle soars. America, America. That's what they sound like when they call. Did you guys know that? Why is the bird doing jazz hands? Jazz hands. Why are there so many? These are extras. These are all extras. They give you extras. This is America, by the way. I'm gonna go hang out with my wife during the totality. Thanks so much for hanging out, you guys. We'll see you tomorrow for Dark Souls. Until oh my god, he really wants to fall apart. Until then, thank you for hanging out. It was great to see you. I'll show you the high def eagle real quickly. You can tell why these are cheap Legos. They're so dissatisfying to put together in some ways. But it's here. Anyways. All right, I'll see you guys later. Thanks so much for hanging out. I'm going to get out of here. It was great to see you today. Ryan, thank you for your dear stream. You are a great company while I work. Aw, Silburns, thank you. Thank you very much. Go stare at the sun safely. 07s, enjoy the eclipse if you get a chance. Otherwise, let's go. I'm just going to raid you over to NASA because that seems like a lot of fun to me. Can I raid NASA? Will it let me? Raid. NASA, I have no idea what they're doing. Obviously, I'm not going to be hanging out over there, but we'll see you in a second. We'll see you later. Oh, it's actually kind of cool looking. Bye-bye, 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 bye-bye. See ya. Bye, Tony. Tony's home already. Oh.